Good afternoon, everybody. I do appreciate you all coming today as we celebrate not only AMSA and the athletic department and the Bibiu family, but also the woman of the hour, Rachel Bibiu. Just a few quick opening remarks before I pass on the mic to a few other individuals. Dr. Lewis and Mrs. Lindsay, thank you for being here. And there's a number of staff members, teachers, and counselors who came as well. And again, it's all a testament to Rachel. She's obviously made such a large impact on the student body and the adults at AMSA too. So it certainly speaks highly of Rachel to have all of us here wanting to celebrate this moment with Rachel. I want to thank Rachel and the Bibiu family for allowing AMSA and the Eagle Athletic Department to be a part of today's celebration. This is a moment that reflects well on our athletic department, it reflects well on our school, it reflects well on Coach Vital and Coach Sampson's track program. But this moment doesn't happen for Rachel if it's not for the other people at this table. Her family, her friends here, but her family. The Bibiu family has been a mainstay in AMSA athletics for the better part of a decade, certainly my entire time here. Anytime Rachel's participating in an event, whether it's track and field or basketball, her family's there. And I know Rachel will come up and speak to it in a few minutes, but this doesn't happen for student athletes if it's not for the family. And while today is about Rachel, I want to give a big round of applause to the Bibiu family. Congratulations to you all, and I hope you remember today fondly. But alas, beyond AMSA, beyond the Eagle Athletic Department, beyond the Bibiu family, today is about Rachel, an incredible individual, one of the best student athletes and one of the best student leaders we've had at AMSA in my 7 years there. The amount of tireless hours that Rachel has put into being not only a great student athlete, but a great student in the classroom are countless. To be just the second individual state champion in our school history, mind you, in the triple jump at a school that doesn't have a jumping pit and doesn't have a track. Rachel's always been one to find a track, find a pit, whether it's in Worcester or in the Marlboro area. She'll call Coach Vital, she'll have the location set, and she'll practice, she'll put in the work. Anywhere in Central Mass, she'll find a pit, she'll find a track, and work hard. All that hard work is paying off. For us to all be here today celebrating her, she's about to embark in a Division I collegiate athletic career at one of the most prestigious universities in the world. And I don't think that's an understatement at all. So it's all about the hard work that Rachel has put in over these years. At this point, because the track bus is ready to leave, I got to call up Coach Vital for a few words. So I'll welcome to the mic now our track and field cross country coach, Mr. Mark Vital.
Mr. Jones was right when he was talking about how an amazing family this is. I've probably known Rachel longer on campus than anyone else since I had her in 6th grade English class. And I knew from the very first week that I had her in class that she was something special. She just took great pride in everything she did. It wasn't just an assignment to Rachel, it was an assignment that I had to do the very best I can. And then when she came out for the track program, you know, when she was in middle school, she could get blown over in a wind. I mean, she was so teeny. But I knew right away how fast she was. She was fast, and her brothers were fast, so I knew Rachel had some great potential. She was a hard worker in the classroom, and I'm sure that hard work was going to take off on the track as well. And she had some accolades in middle school, but it wasn't really until her freshman year that she really started. She wasn't just a participant, she was a winner. She was winning events even at the early age of being in 9th grade. And it just got better and better and better. She would win dual meets, and then she was winning league meets, and then she was winning district meets. And last year, in my 40 years of being a track coach, it was the first time that I've had a winner of a state at all states, the single best athlete in the entire state of Massachusetts. She's going to be a winner at the collegiate level as well. So on behalf of myself and Ms. Sampson and all the coaches that have coached Rachel, congratulations, sweetie. You have everything going forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks to Coach Vital and Coach Sampson. I know they got to rush out of here and go to a track meet, so good luck to the track team down at Northbridge tonight. Coach Manzello, our girls basketball coach, is devastated that he can't be here tonight. He's had the privilege of coaching Rachel the last couple of years. He's unfortunately dealing with what thousands of people in our state are dealing with right now. So Coach Manzello's down until Monday, but I just wanted to share a quick anecdote from Coach Manzello. I've known Bob for the better part of 10 years. When I got to St. Peter Marion as the athletic director in 2012, he was there as an assistant coach. And he had recently coached a recent SPM boys basketball graduate named Matt Mobley. And Matt ended up going to prep school and then Central Connecticut State, and then he transferred to St. Bonaventure in Philadelphia, Division I college basketball player, and he's now a professional basketball player overseas. Coach Manzello, up until very recently, said Matt Mobley's the best athlete I've ever coached. And then this year he kind of said, "Hey Pete, I gotta make an amendment to that. I think Rachel Bibiu's the best athlete I've ever coached." So high praise from Coach Manzello. From a historical perspective here at AMSA, I believe, and I can't speak to the time before I got here, but I believe, I'm fairly certain, Rachel is the first AMSA student athlete to sign what is called a reaffirmation of commitment document. This is essentially the commitment document that the Ivy Leagues use instead of the National Letter of Intent. If you do include NLIs, Rachel is the 8th AMSA student athlete in school history to commit athletically to a Division I or Division II NCAA institution. So that's what we're here to do today. Rachel is going to, in a moment, sign her reaffirmation of commitment document. These ceremonies, in my opinion, this is the most fun I have as the athletic director. We spend so much time, I think, in our society as people, we're in the here and now. We're just trying to get through the day, especially during COVID. Like, it's just day to day. We're just trying to get through everything. But in these moments, I kind of get to think about the legacy and what's going to be left behind after Rachel leaves. And to have the opportunity to talk about that a little bit is really fun for me. It's been such a privilege to see Rachel firsthand, all that she's accomplished and achieved, and what she's brought to AMSA athletics. She's going to be remembered for a long, long time. I mean, the young student athletes that she's mentored and she's been teammates with, they're going to remember her for years to come. And the name Rachel Bibiu is just going to kind of echo throughout AMSA athletics for a long, long time. For years to come. She's not going to be forgotten here anytime soon. So at this point in time, I invite Rachel to put her name on the piece of paper. She's going to sign her reaffirmation of commitment document, and we'll make it official. Rachel is committing to continuing her academic and track and field career at Division I Brown University.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, let's hear from our newest collegiate athlete signee, Rachel Bibiu. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate all of you being here today. I first want to say thank you. I want to thank God for granting me this opportunity to be accepted into Brown University as a recruited track and field athlete, and also as a student, because none of this would have been possible without him. I want to say thank you to everyone in this room for taking the time out of your day to celebrate this special moment with me. I'm forever grateful for the many people who have helped me throughout this process and who have helped make this day possible. This includes my wonderful family, who pushes me every day to be the best version of myself that I can be, with constant love and support, from the early morning car rides to the commitment to showing up to my meets, no matter what the weather conditions were, or whether I won or lost that day, it didn't matter. I've been showered with endless love and support. The long drives, the plane rides, the honest, critical feedback, and the shouting from the sidelines. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. Not to mention the financial support, because it's not cheap to put 4 kids through AMSA for 7 years of sports. Thank you. Next, I want to thank Mr. Jones, the best athletic director out there, who does so much for AMSA and who is such an integral part of the evolution of AMSA's athletic program. I know he must be sick of me by now because I've been in his office every day talking about Brown, basketball, and track. And before one of my jumps last year at the state championship meet, I remember seeing him across the fence on a really hot and humid day where no one would want to be out in the sun. But this meet was at Lunenburg, an hour away, and he could have stayed home with the AC blasting, feet up on the couch, but no, he went out and decided to watch his athletes compete, because he always does. He always puts in the work, which just shows how dedicated he is to the craft.
Thank you.
Next, I want to thank Mr. Vital and Coach Sampson, who were here earlier with us, as they're currently at a meet right now. But I remember being called up to varsity in 7th grade track, and he threw me in the triple jump, which I hated immediately because I had never done it and I was really scared. I went to states and placed last, which wasn't ideal, but I went on the next season and kept working. Fast forward to my freshman year, I qualified for nationals in the triple jump, and Coach Vital told me this news at the state meet. I completely lost my focus and fouled almost all of my jumps because I was just too excited with that news. I wasn't even sure if I could go because it was so last minute and it was a lot on the financial part, but my parents booked me a flight that same day, and within 2 weeks I was competing in North Carolina at New Balance Nationals to represent our AMSA Eagles. Of course, none of that would have been possible without Coach Sampson, AMSA's throwing coach, who was so kind and generous enough to help us secure a hotel through her job, just out of the kindness of her heart. Not only that, but she also drove down to watch Grace, my teammate, and I compete that day. Somehow, even though I made nationals as a freshman, I still had self-doubt, and Coach Vital can back me up on this. Last season, from the start, Coach was telling me that I was going to win states in the triple jump, but honestly, I really didn't believe him. He really believed in me and thought I could win, even when I wasn't putting up far distances. But he somehow convinced me, and I really started believing in myself after I broke the school record again. Throughout my time in track and field at AMSA, some of the greatest friendships I've ever made were with my competitors, as they are some of the most supportive people I have ever met in my life. Track and field is much more than a sport, not only because of its versatility, but because of the self-discipline it teaches you. Track and field has helped me to become a leader on and off the track. It also taught me mental toughness, as it helps you control everything you do in life. You just have to stop believing that doubting voice saying, "I can't do it," because you can do anything you put your mind to. Next, I want to thank all my teachers, the staff, and administrators who showed up today for meeting with me about rec letters, to accommodating athletic dismissals and working with me through everything, and also being open ears that I could talk to. Especially Mr. Dugan, who helped me throughout this entire process because it was a long, confusing journey, but we made it. Next, I just want to say thank you to all my coaches who have supported me throughout the years, my friends for motivating me every day and reminding me what it's all about, and AMSA for providing me with this opportunity. AMSA put me through it with the AP classes, the varsity sports, the clubs, and other activities. But I'm so thankful to have gone to AMSA because it taught me so many things, primarily time management. AMSA is a school like no other, as it's filled with many different types of people who all have unique strengths, and we work together in collaboration, and we're able to learn a lot in the classroom, but also a lot about ourselves. And of course, I'm thankful for Coach Ken, the jumps coach at Brown University, for recruiting me to be part of his jump squad. Thank you again, for all of you, for being here today, because none of this would have been possible without you all. Go Bruno.